Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Lead customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingils.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingils here. You're listening to us on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. For anybody that might be unfamiliar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingils. We started this a long time ago. It's been since 2012 into 2013 that we got started. I wanted a platform that we could speak, some of the things that I thought needed to be spoken about. We needed to pass some microphones around to great people in the industries that we work with. And we started off building home-based businesses. And today we have a gentleman, Coach Gaymon, who is someone who's been around this industry for decades. And we kind of built this platform for people like him to be able to have the ability to showcase what they do and what they work on, and more or less be an opportunity for you to hear really nice people sling some sentences together so you can say, I like these people. They sound, I call it swans. I picked this up from Brian Tracy, a sales trainer. He said, people want to work with swans, people that are smart, working hard, ambitious, and nice. So Coach Gaymon is definitely a swan. He's somebody who's worked hard all his career in this industry, which has been for decades. He's ambitious, meaning he never stops. He doesn't necessarily have to do it for the money. He does it because he wants to help a lot of people, and he's certainly nice. So we share a common bond in many ways, our love for home-based businesses, evangelists, if you will, for those people that are taking advantage of the tax deductions associated with home-based businesses. But also, he and I share a visual issue called glaucoma. So he's helped me with some products related to that, and I know he's taken some products related to that as well. And it's really nice that people can help each other in this industry. So it is always with great admiration that I introduce to our Building Fortunes Radio listening audience, Coach Gaymon. He's got a website, coachgaymon.com, and since spelling counts on the internet, Coach, you know how to do that one, and then Gaymon is Gaymon.com. If you go there, you'll be able to see that and then other websites that he's got access to and listen to us again on Building Fortunes Radio. So, Coach Gaymon, thanks for being here on your very own radio show.
Okay, thank you, Peter, and right back at you. You're Swan as well, and I really appreciate the collaboration we have on this platform. Yes, my name is Coach Gaymon. I've been in the network marketing industry for over 5 decades now, and it was very exciting when I first heard about this business way of doing business, because prior to that time, I only knew about one thing coming, because of the generation that I came up in. I'm a baby boomer, and at that time, the only thing that we knew how to do at that time was work from sun up to sundown, and for very, very few, very little pay at the end of the day. But when a friend of mine from my neighborhood, when I was in my early 20s, told me about the idea of network marketing, I had never heard of that concept before. But when he showed me the difference between what would happen if a penny would double every day as opposed to $10,000 in hand today, and of course you probably heard by now that penny won handedly, because on the 30th day of that penny doubling every day for 30 days is $5 million. And on the next day, it doubles again. So it's over $10 million as opposed to that $10,000 today in hand. To me, that was, I didn't know if it was a trick or what those numbers were doing. But as time went on, I found out that that penny doubling actually was a true way of, it was called exponential growth. Not only was the numbers multiplying, but they were exponentially growing as they proceeded forward. And I based my whole career on that formula of that penny that doubles every day. It took several years of learning, I started with the Amway Corporation in the early days because that was the mothership of all network marketing companies. And if anybody has followed their success today, Amway is a $10 billion a year business. At that time, people laughed at what they were doing because they started with a product that they created in their bathtub. It was a compound that virtually cleaned everything, but it was organic. People laughed at that idea, but as I said, today that company is worth over $10 billion. So they were the first company, in my opinion, that really proved that that concept of that penny that would double every day could outrun that $10,000 in a hand. And so I started with that company, and I went to a few other companies, but it was around 1993 I came across the company. At that time it was called Prepaid Legal. I got involved with that company, and sure enough, I shared it with a few friends of like mind, and that was the company I made my first six-figure income as a network marketer. And it was just unbelievable how suddenly my life had changed, just sharing about this information about this company to a few people. I started going on trips that were sponsored by the company. I would never forget the first trip. It was I went on a trip to Branson, Missouri. Now, some of you may know, but for Branson, Missouri is called the Winterland of the Rich. And I went there, and I'm telling you, it was fantastic. The ambiance was great. I mean, the bathrooms looked like some people's finished basements. I just couldn't believe the luxury that a little simple business at network marketing could just really just change your life almost overnight. Well, since that time, I made my primary emphasis in the industry of network marketing. I always started off with, I like to use a health company as the basis of other things that I do. But I make that the central point because I tell people your health is your wealth. And without that, even if you happen to get rich, you will spend all your money backtracking, trying to get your health back on track. So it's my intention to always, think health first. And if you have something that is valuable to people as far as health, they will, the money will come as you give the service to those people. So today I'm involved with a very great company. I got involved about 3 years ago called Engage Global. When I got involved with that company, it wasn't my intention, because I was virtually retired at the time. It wasn't my intention to go to do another business, but I did try the products. I was open to the products because, as Peter said, we both have glaucoma, and at that time my eyes were just going wacky. I mean, they were burning, they were running water all the time. I had these big floaters and very colorful floaters. I mean, I didn't know what was going on, but somebody, a friend of mine, recommended that I try this product called with Engage Global, because they had some unique products that were dealing on the cellular level. So I got involved with those products, but based on, I started studying the person that crafted these products. His name is Dr. Kedar Prasad, and I saw that he was the first biological radiation PhD in the world. He got that title and those degrees back in 1963. So I've had great confidence that his products would do me some good. And so I started using the EMF products. It was a supplement. It was a subscription called the Core 4, and they had various products in there. And these 4 products, if you took them as prescribed by Dr. Prasad, would make a tremendous difference in your life. And so I went on that subscription, and within the first week or two, I got this tremendous amount of energy. It came to me at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I got very busy. I couldn't stay in bed. I didn't get back in bed until that following morning, and I found out that I wasn't tired. I was full of energy, and I was, even though I wasn't tired, but the sleep was just wonderful. It was a very relaxing, peaceful sleep, and so I knew that I had my hands on something that was really, really powerful, and also at that time, because I was really doubling up on the products, when you're taking supplements into your body, we have to change our concept of what we're putting in our bodies. A lot of people say, well, I don't like to take pills or capsules and things like that. But the micronutrients that I'm using with Engage Global is pure food. It's the best quality food based on Dr. Prasad's scientific formulas that you can put into your body. It's like putting the best gasoline into your car. The quality, the octane levels, all of that is important to the performance of that car. And likewise, by putting the best nutrients available into your body will start to perform in a very, very efficient way. And that's what happened to me. Not only did my eyes improve, and the watering and the burning and all of that stopped, and those other things that were happening, but also I had numbness prior to taking these products in all 10 toes. And I noticed after about the first month that numbness was gone, which meant to me and to the doctors that I was going to, that my blood pressure was getting back to its normal flow. And to this day, that numbness has not returned, and so everything is really going great. Like I said, I wasn't after the money per se, but I was after the results of these great products. And since that time, I shared it with a handful of friends, and my income started to take off at that point, to the point that the company invited me and some other leaders and brought us into Cancun, Mexico, to recognize as the leaders of the company. So I encourage everyone to start taking a look at, we're living in some very, very bad times right now. I live in Washington, D.C., and every day I'm hearing about these hundreds and thousands of people that are being relieved of their jobs. And, it's going to get really, really bad out here. This is the first 30 days of this new administration. So what's going to happen within the next year? If these things are happening in 30 days, what's going to transpire by the end of a full year? So I would encourage everybody to start looking into the idea of starting your own home-based business. You're going to find out that not only will you immediately, not only will you immediately start having tax write-offs that you didn't have in previous years if you did not have a home business. You have tax write-offs up to 33%, which means that you now have 33% more money in your pocket that you don't have to relinquish to the government because of your home-based business. So from the very beginning, by setting up a nominal home-based business, I would say in the range of, you can get started for about a couple of $100. That in itself is a write-off, and you will have many, many other write-offs as you proceed with your business. Now, to build that business, I tell people, just make a list of your friends and other people that think like yourself. Most of these people are already on your phone. A lot of times people may think that they don't know anybody, but the average person has 800 to 900. I've even seen people with as many as 2,500 people on their cell phones. And I tell those people that, when you bought that phone, they did not come with those contacts on that phone. You put those names there. So these are already people that you know in your warm market. These people would love to have the information that you now have about your home-based business, especially in the times that we're now living. It's and we have to change that concept of selling, because if you really rationalize it, everything in the world is bought and sold, but most of us are on the consumer side of the table. We need to start replacing our incomes by being an affiliate of a program that can pay you to share your information and your products, or whatever that may be that you're marketing with other people. That puts you, when you're on that side of the counter, you're creating more safety for not only yourself but your families. So I would encourage you to take a look at what we're doing over here at CoachGaymon.com, so that we can mentor you and give you the steps to go forward, so that you can set up your own home-based business, so that you won't be under the pressure of not being laid off by these companies, or you don't want to just leave your life in their hands. You have to. This is a time where everybody should be more and more proactive, because times are going to be we're going to go through more of these hard times before we get to the easier times. But we're going to have to be proactive and start moving. So with that said, Peter, do you have a few words to say before we go to break?
Sure. Well, one of the things that I've always learned, and I referenced Brian Tracy a long time ago, and he said, some of the affirmations that he would reference that you probably need to speak to yourself every day would be is, I am responsible. I am responsible. I am responsible. And kind of say that enough times, and you realize that you are responsible. So in reference to building a home-based business, if you don't control your own destiny, then you're not necessarily being responsible for your own destiny. And if you're working for a company, as we've seen in ever-changing times, this isn't like it was, Coach, when you were starting the workforce 50 years ago, where somebody might be able to start with a company and retire with a company 40 years later. The technology is changing, the environment is changing, lots of things have changed, and nobody really knows what's going on. So unless you take responsibility for where your income is coming from and diversify it as much as you possibly can, I can't imagine any other career path and or income stream than the diversity of being paid on the efforts of thousands or more people, because that's the diversity I think you need in an ever-changing economy. Somebody that you might be working with loses their job, so they might fall out. Somebody that you're working with might be looking at this as far as another alternative. So there's going to be all these individual stories happening in your business if you're a distributor with Engage Global or any of the other home-based businesses that you might pick to be working with. And that gives you the diversity, if you will, to be able to stand strong in an ever-changing environment. So I remember when I was running a direct sales company, not all of the, I'm going to mix metaphors here. When I was running a direct sales company, I was thinking about like the company, if you will, my sales organization, operating like cylinders on a car engine. So in a lot of cars, there's like 8 cylinders. Well, when you're running a business, 2 or 3 of them are going to be hot, meaning performing at any given time. You just can't pick which ones. So if you have 8, it might be 3 today on Monday, but by Wednesday, it's a different 3. And by the next Friday, it's a different 3. So you need all 8. 3 are going to be firing. The other 5 might be firing to a certain degree or not. But when you have thousands of cylinders firing in your quote-unquote economic engine, you have stability. So I don't know which ones, but you're going to have the stability you need. And then I think we should probably take a little commercial break. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Coach Gaymon. Sorry, my phone's ringing off the wall. I'll speak to you soon. We'll be right back on Coach Gaymon.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PM Marketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized websites, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. NetworkLeads.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
And we are back. Peter Mingils here with Coach Gaymon. If you go to CoachGaymon.com, C-O-A-C-H, Gaymon, Gaymon.com, you'll be able to hear this as well as some of the previous radio shows. And I will share with you, I just got that phone call that you just heard was from one of the best MLM attorneys on the planet. His name is Kevin Grimes. So Kevin runs a compliance course. He's great. And he's some of the stability that happens in this industry because he is really good at what he does. And he also happens to be a great man as well. So that's the cool thing about when you get started in this industry, you get a chance to work with really great people on all different levels, distributors, executives, attorneys, all that other sort of stuff. And they're all, I'm going to say, positively conspiring on your behalf to help you in your home-based business. And that's way different than it is sometimes in traditional businesses where it looks like it's a little bit more competitive. So Coach Gaymon, over to you.
Okay, Peter. Yeah, like you said, this is a good time to take a deep look into the industry that we both love, because a lot of things are approaching now. AI is on the way, and it's taking more. It's getting more and more of everybody's attention is starting to be used more across the board in all activities. So that's another thing that people have to be on guard for. So to level that playing field for yourself, it's really imminent at this time for people to start taking a look at a home-based business, something that they can defend themselves with, because it's going to be very, very needed. I greatly recommend Engage Global, in the health niche, because when you get involved with that company, excuse me, they literally give you free money when you get started. Because once you create your subscription as an affiliate, and for every new person that you sign up as a customer or as an affiliate, the company will literally give you the first $260 of whatever that person's first order may be. And that could be 2 or 3 those kind of sales per week could greatly offset the losses that people will be taking from losing their jobs and being laid off. I know when I first got started, I was signing up 3 or 4 people a week, and that was approximately $1,000+ a week on all new people. And then beyond that first sale, the company paid me, or is paying me, on all volume every week and every month, on all volume that's created down to infinity. There's no breakage, as some of us in the industry may know about, because breakage which means that some of that volume you won't get paid on. But in this company, they pay you on all volume. I've noticed over the years that companies, and I've been predicting for many years, that those companies that are the most generous are going to be the ones that are going to be around the longest. And that is another reason why I chose Engage, because I could see their generosity. Like I said, in that very first sale that you make, the company gives you all of that money. And that's when you need the money the most, is when you first get started in your new business. Unlike other traditional businesses, people have to raise thousands of dollars or borrow thousands of dollars or get it from somewhere, or they may have saved it up to just get started. And the average business goes out of business within the first year. But when you're taking a nominal risk, I wouldn't even call it a risk like Engage Global, there's almost no risk at all, because the company is paying you that first money that you make on each person. So the risk, in my opinion, is not to be involved with a network marketing company. Even if you are laid off your job and you go on unemployment, well, that's only going to last so long. And then you're back where you started. And, 9 times out of 10, most people have to live on that money. It won't be money that they will be able to tuck away, for later, because the cost of living at the same time is going up too. Some people say that shop on a regular basis that their eggs have some eggs at some stores at $8 a dozen now. I mean, that's really high inflation. So I want to encourage everybody to take a look at go to my site, CoachGaymon.com. I have a free download for you there for people who are just getting started in business. Get your free download, and also take a look at some of the products that we offer. You can go to food, the number 4, life.us, foodforlife.us, and take a look at what we're doing there. And I also want to mention a new venture that we've added on based on what is trending at this time across the world, and that's the cryptocurrency industry. That's the new way of financing or new way of money throughout the world. There are some countries are starting to adopt cryptocurrency. Many of you have heard that one Bitcoin is worth close to $100,000 now, when it started at 10 cents. So that's another venture that we've also employed. And if you want to know more about that, when you give me a call, I can chat with you and show you how to also start getting more earnings on what you make through cryptocurrency. You can call me at 240-524-2486. And with that being said, Peter, we're going to let you have the last word.
Oops. Well, as you had mentioned earlier, some of the possibilities that might be coming down the pike are uncertain. Like, we don't really know a lot of things that might be happening, and that's the way it's always been. But it seems to be just more in our faces now. So if you want to take advantage of better health, a financial plan, working with really great people, you want to check out CoachGaymon.com and the foodforlife.us website. We'll make sure all these are in the show notes as well if you can't write these down at this time. But more importantly, if you want to work with great people. So for me, opportunities might come and go, things might come and go, things change over time. But if the people stay the same and they're the right people, you could be working with them for a lifetime, and they could add great values. So just like Coach Gaymon has been working with Engage Global, adding on this cryptocurrency education that can help people, you need to hook up with the right people, the right community. And Coach Gaymon's working with us too, so you get the advantage of the Building Fortunes Radio Network community as well. So we are all here. I'm going to use the positive term, conspiring on your behalf. So take advantage of it. Step up, take advantage of it, and make it happen. Go to buildingfortunesradio.com, look for any of the radio shows with Coach Gaymon, or you'll be able to just go to coachgaymon.com and find the Building Fortunes radio shows there as well. So, Coach Gaymon, thanks for being here as usual, and thanks for the great insight you give us. And we'll catch everybody next time on Building Fortunes Radio. Thanks, everyone.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingils. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.